Okay, I think we are live. Let's just double check. We'll give it a minute. Um, I guess I'll just kind of do a little introduction here. Hey guys, welcome to my first ever stream on this channel. I've never personally hosted anything before, so this is a whole new experience. Right off the bat, I want to apologize if anything is messed up because I do not know what I'm doing. So I'd just like to say sorry from the start. I do have a guest here though with me, and I'll let him introduce himself. I wanted to do a screen ranking video for a little while, but I thought it would be more fun to have someone on. So here we go, my guest. If you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, man, appreciate it, man. Yeah, for anyone watching, my name's Eddie. Honored to be on your first live, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean it's exciting to be on here, talk Scream. Like I mentioned in I think I posted it on YouTube, on my community post that you're coming back from the YouTube grave for this stream. So yeah, you brought me back to life, man. But yeah, it's cool. I'm glad to join you on your first live, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, these are always fun, but it's hard to, I guess, work around schedules of everyone. You know, we're all busy. We all have kids too, so it's tough. But it's nice to get away from that for a little bit and just talk movies. And with the newest Scream 7 movie recently out in theaters, I thought this would be a pretty fun time to do this video. So here we are. So obviously this is live, so it'd be great if people showed up. If you're watching this later as a recording, that's cool too. You could still engage in the stream with leaving comments and all that. If you are a part of the stream and you want to interact, just leave a comment and I'll pull it up on screen as we're talking and we can, continue talking with everyone as well. But I thought it'd be cool to kind of start the stream off with why we love Scream, maybe not the whole franchise, but parts of it, and maybe how we were introduced to it. I know I had some pretty good memories with Scream growing up, and it's kind of become one of my favorite horror franchises. So I thought that'd be kind of cool to dive into it. So if you want to start with maybe why you like Scream or how you got into the franchise itself.
Yeah, man. So like I don't know, I'm pretty sure I told you this before, but I didn't watch too much horror growing up. I'm not gonna get into my whole backstory here, but my origin story, but I didn't watch a lot of horror, but Scream was one of the horror movies that I got to watch at my cousin's house when I was a kid. And I remember it just like blowing my mind, the killer reveal, it was just like nothing I've ever seen before. So it's always held a special place in my heart. I horror masterpiece. I don't want to spoil my ranking, but I mean, I'm pretty sure we all know where
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
be more or less. But yeah, man. But aside from the original, I really didn't watch many of the sequels until the last couple of years. Like I think I went through the franchise leading up to Scream 6. Yeah, so I think I watched most of them for the first time. Uh, so they're all pretty fresh in my mind. Um, So I think that's also a reason why it does like the franchise as a whole doesn't hit as hard because the nostalgia just isn't there for me. But I still like I don't think there's a single bad movie. I was a little harsh on some of the sequels at first watch, but I've seen them twice now and I'm a little, not as harsh on them now. But yeah, man.
Yeah, excuse me. There's a few that I'm not very fond of, but yeah, I think we all have. I think for most people, their favorite's either the first or the second, and there's a lot of reasons behind that. I personally don't remember what Scream movie I saw first. I remember dressing up as Ghostface for Halloween, and that was like in elementary school. So, and you had like the pump for the blood and everything like that. So
Yeah.
so I had to have watched those movies at some point, but I don't remember which one it was. And I really only like when got into movies, it was like probably around 2021 is when I really got into movies. So that's when I rewatched the entire franchise for the first time. Well, up until the fourth, I guess, because this part five only came out in like what, like 2022 or something like that. So I only recently kind of same as you went through the whole franchise. Um, but yeah, I remember watching something as a kid, but I don't remember. It could have been the fourth one. I don't know. But I just love the character of Ghostface. Like when you compare him to Freddy, Jason, Michael, he's so different than all the other ones. Like these other ones are like indestructible. Ghostface is not. Like half the movie, Ghostface is getting his ass kicked. Like he's chasing around these can't catch them. He like Neve absolutely or Cindy absolutely destroys him every single time. So I like that he has this human factor, right? And at the end of the movie, it's always a reveal. I like that he's human because that's almost just as scary as being a monster because some humans are real shit. So it adds that really cool element. And I think for me, Ghostface is one of my favorite horror characters of all time.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. Like it's hard for me to put a favorite or choose a favorite. Like I really love Michael Myers, Freddy, of course, all the classic horror icons, but there's something about Ghostface and just, like his mask and
Yeah.
yeah, and especially like I don't know who plays him or if it's the same actor in every movie. I'm not really too familiar with that, but I mean, yeah, I think it's kind of funny though how he's like this big, like imposing character, and then it's a reveal, and it's like this 5'2" chick that's the killer. It's
Yeah.
like that's kind of
Yeah.
funny. Like you have to have this suspension of disbelief. But I mean, it's like that with every horror movie. But yeah, man, Ghostface, like on any given day, he could be my favorite horror icon, easy. Like, I mean, I'm rocking this shirt. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
have Drew Barrymore on here, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's I love his look, his design. I was watching some of the special features on the old Blu-ray, and apparently, like they found his mask at some like just some random like Halloween store or mask store or something like that, and they had to get permission to use it,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
yeah, yeah. So it's pretty interesting, but yeah, I mean he's just a iconic figure, even though
Well,
like you said he's always like he's always falling down like an idiot and just stumbling over pieces of furniture.
yeah, kind of to your point though, when you said that, like sometimes it's like a 5'2" girl. It's interesting because a lot of the endings of Scream movies, there's usually two people behind the motives, right? There's usually two versions of Scream Face, so it makes it kind of interesting. Although I feel like a lot of the newer ones, you could kind of guess who it is. There's still a really cool element of surprise, and something that's become so big in this franchise that I really like is that the opening is just as important as the reveal. Like these movies, all of them have a really good opening, some good and like super important. And for me, like the whole reveal and the motive is kind of what makes the movie. Like if the motive is not there, it ruins the whole thing. I'll talk as we get into our ranking videos, but yeah, the beginning and the ending have become so important in this franchise. And I don't know if they ever planned for that, like after the first movie. They did with the second one, I think, because of the whole like fantastic movie theater intro. But I think after that they were like, okay, we need like an intro for every movie because this is like a huge part of the franchise.
For sure, man. I mean, if you think of just the original, like that intro alone was, I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
like watching it in theaters in the 90s just left everyone's jaw open when, thinking Drew Barrymore was going to be the main character and,
yeah,
dies within the first, what, 10,
yeah,
15 minutes. So,
yeah.
and actually, sorry to,
No, no,
but
go.
no, just kind of going back to like what we were talking about earlier with the, our experience with the franchise. I think I actually saw more of the opening sequences in the scary movies, like how they kind of
Yeah,
parody the theater
yeah, yeah,
scene, and like I think, yeah, I saw those growing up more so than I did the actual Scream movies.
yeah.
So
Dude,
I kind
those,
of, and it kind of ruined it a little bit because when I went back and saw the originals, I just kept thinking of the stupid scenes with like,
yeah.
just yeah. So
I saw a few of the scary movie. I think I've seen the first three or maybe yeah, I think the first three kind of recently and like I actually like them. I actually think they're pretty funny. So I
yeah, dude, they're funny.
the character of Dewey is really funny. But going back to just quickly the Drew Barrymore thing, I think I could be wrong, but I think I read this that she was advertised as like a main character, and then it ended up just being like just the intro, which is pretty cool because it's such an um iconic scene, but also the ending of it where she's being hung by and she's kind of swaying in the wind on the tree.
Yeah,
It's just haunting from the first movie.
yeah, yeah. That was an effective shot. Wes Craven just, I mean,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
cooking with those.
he did a good job, and he did the first four. So, yeah, all right. Let's I guess let's dive into what I was thinking, talking a little bit about the newest movie, just kind of quick thoughts, no spoilers on this part, and then we'll get into our ranking video if you're cool with that.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Okay, you want to? I'm not even gonna ask you if you want to start. I'm gonna force you to start with your thoughts because I want to hear what your thoughts on Scream 7 because I think we're gonna differ here.
All right, man. Yeah, no problem. Well, I think we were talking to backstage about this a little bit, but like I was like, I don't think there's a single bad Scream movie. I think the floor is pretty high when it comes to them, especially when you compare to other franchises. I mean, some of those nightmare movies get pretty bad, Halloween. So I think this the floor of Scream is pretty high. I'll start with that. But yeah, no, like I was telling you earlier, I I didn't have much experience watching the other Scream movies in theaters. So when I got the opportunity to see this one, I think that really like elevated my experience and just I understand without getting into spoilers. I guess I'll start with what I liked. So I did like the way they kind of um use some new, I don't even know how would you say, like camera tricks or camera angles to shoot certain scenes. Like they made Ghostface feel like more of a entity at times.
Mm,
Like when you think of most of the sequels or the Scream movies, he just kind of pops out of nowhere. Like they're on the phone and he just appears into the camera frame or whatever you want to call it. But in this
mm,
movie, I like the way, especially in the opening scene, um, there was instances or there was a shot where you just see him in the shadows and you see his white mask just kind of glowing in the darkness, and other parts where they're doing this construction in the home and there's these like construction, I don't even know what you'd call them, like sheets just kind of waving around and you can kind of sense him and see him in the shadows. So I really like the new
yeah,
visual elements they brought into this one. And then there's some other things that I like that I don't want to spoil right now, but that was one thing that really stood out to me. um I don't know if we're going to get into spoilers for it later, but um
yeah.
yeah,
Later we
like,
could talk about.
okay, so yeah, that's kind of like the main thing I left the theater with, like just this new, uh yeah, man, just like the visuals was one thing, and what else? I mean, I kind of like the new uh characters they brought in, like I think they were interesting for the most part, kind of focusing moving the ship to Sydney as a mother, and it kind of was familiar in parts. Made me think of
Yeah,
Halloween, 2018, when you have Laurie Strode just barricading herself, has taken all these precautions, and you saw some of that in this movie with Sydney, you know, locking the doors, carrying the guns, and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's familiar, but you know, what can you? Well, I enjoyed it,
yeah.
man. I mean,
It, I'm glad you had fun with it and that, and that you enjoyed it. I didn't go to the theaters to watch this one, um, and I did see 5 and 6 in the theaters, but I skipped this one. Uh, I think you're right with certain things like it did seem like the way they shot the movie was different. But as a whole, man, like I can't agree with the new characters. Like I think the main character was pretty good, the girl who played the daughter. I thought
yeah,
she was good. But like everything else is just kind of I don't know, like the characters just don't do it for me. The fact that obviously Jen Ortega and Samantha weren't in this one, I think really affects the movie because I don't think Neve was ever supposed to be in the movie. I don't think they ever planned for her to be in the movie. And it kind of I think it kind of shows, man. Like from what I read, they went through a lot of rewrites in the script. I just think it shows, man. I think the beginning is actually not bad. It, it it's not great, but it kind of changes. Like it's different than the other ones. The problem that I had with some of the other films is that it's a lot too similar to the first one. But this one was a little bit different. I didn't mind it, but I thought the reveal here was the absolute worst in the entire franchise. Like it just made absolutely no sense, and I thought it was bad last time. It was even worse this time. There's so many stupid plot things, like the whole AI perspective of it. Like
Yeah.
I,
I kinda like
like
that part of it.
you, it, I, I'm fine with them trying to use AI for it, but like for half the movie thinking that okay, this isn't really thinking that like Stu's alive.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what the fuck are we doing here? I don't know. We'll get into it when we
Yeah.
go into spoilers,
Yeah,
but
I'll say some thoughts, but no, I agree. I mean, you make some fair points, and like, it's not perfect. It's toward the bottom of my ranking, but like I said, man, I just don't think there's
like
like a truly bad Scream movie. So I, I had fun with it.
when I think back on the Scream movies, I try to remember like some great kills, and I think I remember one from Seven, and it's the one where she's practicing for the show that they're gonna do, and
Yeah,
she
that's the one that
that's
came
way
to mind when you said that. Yeah,
I don't remember any. I don't the whole pizza like the whole scene where they're in the pizza
yeah,
area, two characters come back, Chad and Mindy, which I actually like them, and I'm glad that they brought them back, and then they did absolutely
I don't like the way they were used. Yeah,
what the and then that scene where they're even involved in the pizza area is so dumb, and then you don't
yeah,
say the so I had a huge problem with that, and I feel like their characters were impacted obviously because they lost the two members of the core four. I
yeah.
don't ripped like when once they lost the other two, they were like, we don't know how to include them into the movie, but they probably had a contract, like a 3 or 4 movie contract, and had to force them into the movie, and that's what it felt like. And then after that stupid scene, you see them at the end, and that's it. So for me, that was another thing that I really didn't like. But again, we'll get more into it as we go on. We do have a viewer. Let's see if okay, I think it worked. My friend Chris, perfect. I don't know if you know him, Eddie. He circulates he's
Yeah.
he's a really good guy. He says, I haven't seen the new one yet. I'm slacking. Well, yeah, man. Stop going to all these farms and all these. Go spend all your money at the movie theater. Uh, but no, thanks for coming, Chris. I appreciate it. I don't think you're missing much with the seventh one, though. Don't worry. But maybe Eddie can convince you on why you should. Um,
We'll see.
we'll see. I guess we don't want this to be too long, so I guess let's dive into our ranking video or a
Yeah.
ranking video, our ranking session. Uh, we did some homework. We got some notes here. So don't mind us if we're kind of looking down. We wanted to make sure that we remember some things. Chris, with another comment. I saw Project Hail Mary. Dude, I really actually want to see that. I was hoping to go watch it this weekend, but I didn't because I'm lazy and I sleep in all the time. But let me know how it is, Chris, after we'll talk about it on Instagram.
Yeah, I want to see that
Project.
one too. I, don't- I don't- so if I miss something you say, man, I think your audio cuts off. I don't know if it's on my end, like you go in and out. So if I miss something you
Oh, okay.
said, my bad. But yeah, I don't know if it's like my connection or
Okay.
maybe Chris can let us know if it sounds good on the stream.
Yeah, Chris, actually, yeah, that's a good idea. Is the audio okay? I'm trying to use headphones, which I've never used before, so I'm not sure if it's okay. But your audio's on my end sounds good, Eddie.
Yeah, I
It
can hear
doesn't
you
just
right now. Yeah, it's just like occasionally it'll like just drop. I can't hear you, and then it'll
Okay.
come back. So maybe it's me. I'll take off the headphones
I
and try
it's
that.
doing the same it's doing the same thing for you. It just cuts for like a half a second and then it's good.
Oh, okay.
So
Maybe it's a StreamYard
just
issue. I don't know.
man, I don't know what I'm doing here, dude. It's a, it's good. All right, man. So let's start with our ranking, and I'm gonna let you go first here with your. We'll go from worst to best.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Yeah, so my worst movie in the Scream franchise, my least favorite would be Scream 3. And actually the first time I watched this, I gave it 1 star, like I hated it. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. And but I recently rewatched it and I was a little more forgiving with it. I did find some more enjoyment in it. But like I guess the reason why it doesn't really hold up as well as the others for me is, well, several reasons. One, I just feel like it's the same. And of course, you can say this about all the Scream movies, but
Yeah,
it's the same kind of like rinse and repeat formula.
yeah,
And by the third time, it's just getting a little old. I mean, especially with towards the end, it gets super wacky with the killer just continuing to get up and come back to life. And I get that's the point of the Scream movies, like they're a parody of
yeah,
themselves. It's kind of the whole meta commentary thing, but just try something different. Like I feel like the biggest thing they did was just decide to go with a single killer rather than
yeah,
the dual killer. But I just didn't really like vibe with like the motivations. And I mean, I have the same issues with some movies that I have higher on the list, but um like at this point I just feel like you're making things up, like like she has a brother, and like just
yeah.
seemingly out of nowhere. And I just like the whole opening scene with Cotton. I didn't really, I feel like they were trying to have this big shock factor, and
Mhm.
it just didn't hit because like Cotton wasn't, he didn't have a big as a role as I would have liked him to. I actually would have liked to see him more often. Like I like
Yeah,
that actor. I'm blanking on his name right now. Leave Schreiber, I want to say, right?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, like I would have liked to see more of him, and they just kill him off right off the bat. I didn't really think it was all that. I didn't think it was the best choice. And then just the also the gimmick of using like the voice changer. I think that just like it's cheap, like so anybody can just be anybody. Like I didn't really like that. It's just way too deceiving. I don't know. It kind of gives Ghostface way too much of an advantage there. So I don't
yeah.
know.
It's just a cop out for not having a good plot. I think the voice changing gimmick.
I mean, there were elements I do like about it. I don't want to talk about the whole thing without letting you share your thoughts, but like there are like I thought the whole chase scene, I guess, with at the studio with the model home, or where they're
Yeah,
kind of recreating the
the house.
events. And yeah, they're running through the house. I thought that was done really well. And Sydney kind of revisiting the crime scene. I thought that was effective. I thought that was pretty cool. But there were
Mm.
some other parts that also just didn't make sense to me, like Sydney hallucinating and seeing her mom. I believe, if I think, is that Scream 3 where she sees like the ghost of her mom or something. And
Yeah, I honestly I can't even 100%
yeah,
confirm that.
so it just like doesn't lead anywhere, and it's just, I don't know. It was going a little too supernatural for me at times. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that was supposed to be the end of the franchise. Like, I'm glad that there was a fourth one. I well, I'll let you continue before I say anything, but
Yeah, no, man. I guess all in all, I just didn't really find it all that compelling, and it's probably one that I won't really go back to that often. It's just kind of forgettable, I guess, when it
yeah,
comes to like the characters. Like they throw in these actors that are gonna play the main characters, and they don't really do anything with them.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't remember like any of them.
Yeah, the third movie actually had a good cast, but yeah, like you said, they didn't do anything with it. Um, I don't agree, but I think these last couple movies have pushed it have made three a little bit better. I'll say that. In terms of what I didn't like about three, and again, I'm going to talk about it later, but yeah, you mentioned that the voice changing gimmick, that for me ruined the whole because obviously Ghostface can change his voice. He does in every movie, but to be able to change your voice to anyone, it's just like we have that technology now with AI where like they can impersonate anyone. It's 2026. Scream 3 was 2000, right? So like there wasn't
Yeah.
you couldn't do that. So I didn't like that, but I have other things to say about 3 that will be in addition to what you said. Before I give my number 7, Holland, thanks, Holland, bro. Thanks for joining. What's up, guys? I did finally watch 5, 6, and 7, and he's puking. Yeah. Um, I don't think I had to like I mean, compared to 6 and 7, I thought 5 is a freaking masterpiece, but I didn't mind 5, so I think we'll talk about that one for sure.
Yeah.
And it's like the Halloween franchise, they ran out of ideas and are just milking the cow right now. I agree with that, and, like, Halloween has shit movies, Friday the 13th has shit movies, Nightmare on Elm Street ha like, when you have so many movies, you're bound to have, issues, but, like what you said, Eddie, like, the formula is just super repetitive with Scream, and I get it, they kind of have to be, but I'm ready for the franchise to end personally, even though I there's like, there's one that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorites of all time, but I think I'm ready for it to end, honestly. Um, okay. So for me, my least favorite and number 7 is Scream 7. I thought the new one was just the absolute worst of the worst. I mentioned before how I think the reveal and the motives um, can make or break the whole movie, and I think this one did that for me. Like I was kind of already not enjoying the movie, but and then when the reveal happened, it made it even worse. Um, so yeah, the worst ending in my opinion. The AI stuff I didn't like. I don't really like when they use AI in general in movies, but, I thought the of this one was just so dumb. The reasoning behind it was dumb. Um, I also feel like this one, like, I don't know, man, if you feel this way, but I feel like the comedy wasn't, like, as important. Like, the meta commentary just it didn't feel like it was there as much as the other ones were. And I thought that was kind of surprising because that's kind of what Scream is all about. I'm cool with like toning it down, but I felt like it was like stripped completely. Um, and then in terms of the film itself, like Melissa left, Jenna quit, the original director left. They were doing rewrites upon rewrites. I think they were doing rewrites while they were filming. So there was so much originally that was going wrong like, behind the scenes. Neve wasn't even supposed to be in the movie at all. So when you have all that shit happening to you, man, like it's bound to just come off when you do the movie. And unfortunately, I think that's kind of what hindered Seven a little bit. Uh, in terms of the new characters, the only one that I really cared for was the main character, Cindy's daughter. With her name is Isabella May. It was good. Um, Chad and Mindy came back, which I actually enjoyed from the previous movies, but they didn't use them. I think we talked about this backstage. Was it backstage, or maybe it was the beginning of the video. I don't know. Everything, whatever. But I actually like those two characters, and they bring them back, and they do absolutely nothing with them. Like I feel like obviously the core four, when you take away two of the members, and there's only two left, I don't think there was anything in the script for them, but they had to include them in the movie, and it just felt like that they were involved in one really stupid scene, and then I don't think you saw them again until the end of the movie. So they literally contributed to nothing. And it just felt like such a waste because those were two characters I actually liked. Um, and then yeah, the opening's okay, but the ending is just terrible. And ultimately, like that's what makes it the worst for me. And then again, like the only kill that I can remember is when that girl is practicing the show ballet or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Ghostface cuts her and her intestines spill out.
Yeah.
Other than I think I remember anything. So for me, that's why it's the franchise. I don't think it has any redeeming qualities. Uh, I don't.
Yeah.
Did I hate?
I mean, I get you, man. I mean, can I just talk about my next one because it's actually Scream 7.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so
Yeah. Let's just pull up. Holland just says, not sure my ranking, but least favorite is definitely one of the recent two. All right. So yeah, I think me, Holland, I think we're on the same page here, man. But yeah, Eddie, continue. Yeah, go on to your
yeah, so
next one.
I'm gonna continue with Scream 7 because that's actually my number 6. So I'll just
Okay.
yeah, kind of talk about some of your points. Like, yeah, man, fair. I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said. I mean, I think it was a mistake to not bring back Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera. I would much rather have seen the franchise go in their direction instead of bringing Nev Campbell back
Yeah,
because it does feel like a lot of, just how every franchise is doing it nowadays, nostalgia bait, bringing back old
yeah.
characters. Um, but I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, they do it for a reason. I mean, like seeing Stu on screen again was pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie, especially for someone like me who, we didn't get that experience the first time around. We missed out seeing these characters on the big screen the first time. So kind of being able to sit in the theater, for me, it was more of the experience. I was able to just turn my brain off and watch these characters, watch Ghostface. I think we are talking backstage about, or again, could have been on the stream,
Yeah.
about our
Time.
favorite horror icons, and Ghostface for me is up there. So just being able to see
Yeah.
him in costume, and I agree with you on the kills. I don't really remember too many memorable kills. Now that I think about it, I'm struggling, and it's kind of like you said. Some of these characters, they take so much violence or stabbings, and they somehow survive, so it just kind of blends in. I don't even remember like who survives and who doesn't sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no, there's definitely, like, I agree with you on talking about it now. I feel like it should be lower on my list, I guess. But, like, yeah, the ending reveals was way too confusing. I didn't even know what the motivations were. I was just thinking about, like, their dying
Yeah.
husband laying on the floor. Like, I thought he
Yeah.
had already died, and apparently he's still alive, hanging on. But um, yeah, man, I guess for me, the reason why it's not, I don't rate it so negatively is just like I was telling you earlier, like the new elements they brought in. Like, I appreciate the attempt to, yet yes, you are relying a lot on nostalgia, um, but you are also at least trying to bring in new things even this late in the franchise, like the whole way that Ghostface came across on screen, just kind of looming in the background, making him feel more uh, like a
Like
threat, I guess. Instead
yeah.
of this, he does have his occasional clumsy moments still, but just like things that were a little more tactical, like hiding in the attic in that one scene, things like that, and then just pulling the move where they killed Ghostface, like middle of the movie. I don't remember how
Yeah.
far along they were in the movie, but that's something that we've never seen before. Like, I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. Like, what's going on here? It just kind of made the mystery a little more interesting. Again, I don't love the way they paid it off, but I like that aspect of it, that new element. Uh, but yeah, a lot of things did feel out of place. I mean, the siblings kind of coming in out of nowhere, and Gail still doing her usual
Yeah.
shtick, just showing up for a couple minutes, trying to get the story. It's kind of old. Let's let it. Let's let
Yeah.
this franchise rest for a bit. Um, but I think it was a decent, like if we stopped here, I think it would be a decent conclusion for at least Sydney's character, you know?
Yeah, I would have liked I liked the direction they were going with the new cast, the core four. I thought they were actually a good cast. But things have one got fired for, her beliefs, and I think Jenna did the right thing by leaving because she felt like that wasn't right. But it unfortunately harmed, the direction that they wanted to go in. I like as much as I love Neve and it's good to see her. I didn't feel like she needed to come back. Like I thought it was okay to progress without her. But they obviously felt like, you know what, like we need you. Like we got
Yeah.
nothing.
They had no other choice but to bring her back. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's like I feel like they just did the best they could with what they had.
the
Um,
circumstances. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I
yeah.
would much rather have had the continuation of the sisters' story. But I mean, going back to just like the opening scene as well. Like I thought that was one of the stronger ones for me. I mean, I don't know where I'd put it
It was
exactly.
different.
As far, yeah, I really like that like Airbnb angle of it, and
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, like it was kind of cheesy at times the way like she falls from the chandelier and gets stabbed, but
yeah,
uh
yeah.
I thought I liked the fake out with a little animatronic ghost face. I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually like in my notes. I actually have that. I think the opening is one of the stronger ones. I thought it was actually going good, and when I watched that, I was like, "Oh, what are people complaining about?" That was pretty good. And then the movie
Yeah.
started. Okay, I see why. Um, but yeah, no. Just I guess one quickly, like it was great seeing Matthew Lillard back, even though it was just the AI part of it. But the problem that I had with that was that they believed that he was still alive. Like for a little while in the film, like they were questioning, like, is he actually still alive? Like, and like, come on. Like to me, that felt really stupid, and that's mainly why I didn't like the AI part.
Yeah, I kind of would have liked it better if he actually were alive. That would have been pretty cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah. All right. I'll move into my next one. So my number six is actually your number seven. It's Scream 3. So for me, Scream 3 it's bad, man. It's really bad. Um, this one also had a lot of rewrites from kind of the research that I did. They struggled a lot with this one as well. It was planned to be the last movie. I'm glad that this wasn't the last movie because that would have been a pretty shitty way to end off of it. Um, my biggest problem with 3 though is that gimmick change, like the voice changing part of it. Because again, every movie had Ghostface can change his voice, but when you can change it to any character or anyone, it's so dumb. It doesn't make logical sense. That's technology that we have now with AI. There's no way they had that back in 2000. So
Yeah.
I didn't like that. Um, I'm also not gonna knock this on the movie, but compared to the first two films, it was less violent. Um, and the reason I don't knock this is because the year before the Columbine incident. So I get them, not wanting to present so much violence because there was a whole media thing, our movies and video games, being too violent and our kids
Yeah. And then it takes
kids
place
in real.
at a college. So
Yeah, right. So like I get why they were like, let's tone it back a little bit, and I'm not gonna knock that, but
wait,
it,
that's Scream 2, right? Did I mess that up?
no,
It's
for
it's it's 2 that takes place at the college, right?
yeah, Scream 3 is I think it's
Yeah,
still at
it's the actor, it's the movie, the studio. Yeah, my bad. I got them
yeah.
mixed for a minute.
Yeah, so I like again, like I don't knock that. I actually think the ending is okay here. Again, like you talked about this, like it is dumb, like they start adding like, oh, this is the stepmom or stepbrother, and like they start adding family members that were like, but every like Halloween does that. with part four, right? So it's
Yeah.
like you run out of ideas and you start including cousins and third cousins like you know about.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right.
But I think the motive behind it wasn't bad, especially compared to a lot of um, the other ones. But I think another issue that I had with this one was that because it was still early in the franchise, being the third movie, Neve is still the main character, and for half the movie, she's in hiding. So I get because of the plot, but at the same time, that's your main, like that's your main person. She's got to be front and center, and if you have her for half the movie really not there, I just think it kind of hurts your movie overall. But yeah, with that being said, plus everything that you said about three, it's number six for me as pretty bad.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I kind of warmed up to it a little bit, but I would still put it as my least favorite. I don't know.
Yeah,
I might skip it on a rewatch.
I thought most of it was pretty boring, to be honest. But and then just for me, that voice changing, like it, I don't know why it actually bothers me so much.
Yeah, I mean, because that's
I just feel like
I don't
it's
like that. I don't like that. Yeah, because I mean, like the thing about like other horror icons, Freddy's always Freddy. Chucky's
yeah,
Chucky. Michael Myers is Michael Myers, but Ghostface has all these different identities or personas behind the mask. But the voice is kind of like the one thing that Roger Jackson's iconic voice. He's always the voice actor who's playing Ghostface, and that's kind of something that also makes it unique to him. So yeah, bringing in this voice changer where it can be anyone.
yeah.
I don't know where they were going with that. It was just I didn't like that decision, but I mean that's not what ruins the movie for me. It's everything else. But yeah, it's just another thing to add to the list.
Yeah. For me, it makes it stand out as one of the weaker ones in the franchise. But I think it's also because part one and part two are so good, and then the third one comes and this is how you want to end it. This is what you give us. Like so, yeah. You want to go with your number five?
Number five, yeah, man. Yeah, so I mean, pretty much everything after this, I really enjoy. Pretty solid. Um,
Yeah,
Although
I
I still
agree.
enjoy part seven. So for me, even though it's kind of low, this is from what I've seen, this is pretty high on others' list. But I mean, just gotta be honest, man. For me, it's Scream 2. Uh,
Ah,
yeah,
oh
man.
my!
I don't know. Like it's for
It
me,
says
it's hard. Like I don't have
there's
me and sequels don't get along very well. Like I'm always an original kind of guy. You have those people that prefer the sequel, whether it's Halloween 2, whether it's whatever Friday the 13th part 2, like whatever franchise, there's people that prefer the sequels. I'm more of an OG guy. Like I'm more of a I appreciate the roots, the origin, the one that started it all. Um so for me it's just more of that here, like because the sequel is always going to do what the original did, and the reason there's a sequel is because the original did so well.
mhm,
So part 2 is just kind of doing what the first one did, and I prefer the first one. So for me it's like
yeah,
I mean, I do like certain elements of it. Like I said, I like all these movies. There's not a bad Scream movie. I'll keep saying that. But um, like I said, I do like the introduction of the whole like stab movies in the universe.
yeah,
I thought that adds a pretty cool element throughout the rest of the movies. Now, I will say, like the whole meta commentary thing, I know that was one of your criticisms for part seven. I think it's at its peak here, actually. So that is one
yeah,
thing that I will say. I feel like it does maybe not better, but like equally as well as the first one.
yeah,
That scene that comes to mind is that they're in that film class and they're going back and
yeah,
forth. Randy, Timothy Olyphant's character, um, all these actors that are just kind of going back and forth talking about these horror movies, and I thought that was great. Like that was very entertaining. you know, I like that they are, you know, there's progression in these characters as far as like, you know, they're in college now and you know, they're trying to move on from this horrific event. And so I do like that, you know, character arc. Because in a lot of the other movies, there that's kind of absent. And because like I was mentioning earlier, it's Gail doing her same old thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I do like that. And you know, kind of talking about it, maybe I should have had this a little bit higher now that I'm thinking about these things. But for me, I guess what kind of hold it down a little bit is I wasn't a big fan of the ending reveals, even though they're probably better done than like again some of these movies higher on the list. But there's different reasons why I rank these differently. It's not just the ending, but
Yeah.
like but Billy's mother again, like we were talking about with these characters, like Billy's mother coming out of nowhere, and then this just like random. Uh, I don't know. He was like a fan of Stab or something.
Yeah.
I don't
He was
remember.
he was a film student and, yeah, he just wanted stupid reasons. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, that was the only thing. Although I did like the whole adding of the Nev's boyfriend because that it added that element, that mystery factor. Like, is it the boyfriend again? So you're asking yourself these questions, and you know the mystery was done really well. And there was one more thing I was gonna say. Oh yeah, like so. Also, like I didn't love the opening scene just because, like I was talking to you earlier, I saw the scary movie version of it first. So when I saw it with Jada Pinkett Smith, it was just that's all I could think about, and that's not fault of the movie. It's not Scream's fault. It's my fault because I, you know, stupid teenage version of me saw scary movie first. But yeah, no, man. But I guess talking about it out loud, man. I mean, I'm probably like it a little bit more than I than my ranking shows. I could probably flip this with 4 or even yeah, I would say maybe not no higher than 4, but yeah, I could probably flip it with 4. No, with my number 4 at any given day, I guess.
I know some people who, Scream 2 is their favorite movie in the franchise.
Yeah, could see
I
that.
wouldn't but I like Scream 2 quite a bit, and, I guess, I'll get into that when I get into it, but, I just wanna say this, we peaked at 6 viewers and said Scream 2 fifth lead, it dropped to 2 views, so we lost 4 viewers because of your comment.
Oh my gosh, man. I'm sorry about that, bro.
There goes all of our ad revenue gone because
Damn.
uh, that's interesting though, and, this is why I really wanted to have you on too, because I've read all your reviews on the Scream movies, and I knew that you weren't too hot on the second one, and I thought that would be really interesting to hear your take on it, so we'll talk about it a little bit later when, I about the second one. Um, for the 5th one for, I guess, number 5, my 5th least favorite is Scream 6. Um, I'm surprised you like Scream you prefer Scream 6. Uh,
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. Like I'm maybe I just maybe I just watch movies in a weird way. I don't know.
actually, one thing you said you prefer original. I completely agree with that. I am way more of a I first film in a franchise more than any other because I love the origin story. Like for Captain America, no one agrees with me here, but the first Avenger is my personal favorite Captain America because it's the whole origin story of Cap.
Yeah.
It's everyone's least favorite, but I love the original. Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars, but Empire Strikes Back because it's the first, right? Oh no, sorry, A New Hope was it? I have a New Hope and
Yeah.
Empire both, but I usually always love the first one. But anyway, so Scream 6, what I liked about it, before we get into what I really like, um, I like how it changed scenery. Going to New York was a fresh, take on it because I think the setting of just like a college campus was getting really old. I liked the intro of Scream 6 with, Samara Weaving. I thought she was really good in that limited role. I thought the death was really good when she gets completely destroyed in the alleyway. Spider-Man's best friend. Um, I liked the intro. I thought it was good. The kills were super violent, great kills in that movie. We see Ghostface experiment with new weapons like the shotgun. I don't know how I feel about that because I like just the traditional knife. You get
I
no
like it,
cut.
man. I kind of like it, yeah.
Yeah, I like the
Because I
approach.
mean, it gets a little, there's only so much you can do with a knife.
Yeah,
Um,
well, yeah.
so I kind of like that angle of it, and I'll talk about it more when I talk
Yeah,
about Screw
it's
Six. But
different. I'm not sure how I feel too much about it, but the two issues that it, um, one, the characters take in this movie. Like in every movie, you have to have a level of disbelief, right? Like, the character's gonna take damage. In this movie, the amount of damage that it would survive any of this. So for me, some of that is just it's too much. And then the second biggest,
hold on, man, I'm gonna have to cut you off. Can you? Because I think I lost your audio for a second. Sorry about that.
no worries, man. Is it okay?
Yeah, hold on, I lost you. Sorry,
Okay.
bro. It's on my end.
No
Let's
worries,
see.
dude. This is good. I can't hear you. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties here. Say it again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good.
All right, sweet. My bad, bro. That was all me.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. Anyone in the chat, if you just can let us know that everything's good on our side, that'd be great. Again, I apologize. I've never done any stream before, so I don't know all the intricate things with it. But as I was saying, the second major problem with movies is the reveal itself. Like it was my favorite up until part seven, but this one here, I think is the worst. And what makes it really bad is that the ending of six is a continuation of five, right? So the reveal is that it's Richie's family. It's his dad, his brother, and his sister. At no point did Sam ever see a picture of Richie's family. At no point did she ever like talk about like who's your dad or do you have siblings or none of that. No part in between the films of five and six during the investigation and all that did she ever like see who the do you know what I'm trying to say? Like at no point did she ever notice like this is Richie's dad or brother or sister. Like for me that just when you're talking to someone you know who their family is,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I can defend that a little bit. I mean, of course, there are some holes in that whole entire story, suspension of disbelief and whatnot. But I mean, if he was trying to kill her in part five, I mean, I'm sure he would have left out, details of like his family. He wouldn't have shown, maybe he lied and said, who he was or who his family was. But you make a good point there with like after during the aftermath, like
Yeah.
during the investigation, like who was this guy, who was his family. But then again, you do have his father in the FBI who, they can hide things, right? Like they
Yeah.
can they have the
No,
ability or the power to erase things, so to speak.
that's a good counterpoint, actually. It is. But I still think it's stupid. I don't know. I just like, but also like taking away those things, like it's just like the most unsatisfying reveal other than seven. It's like even taking away those points is like really like them like the brother, especially the brother and the sister. It's like really like I just spent like almost 2 hours watching this movie and this is who it is. Like for me, it sucked, man. That's Scream 6. I don't like it at all. Well, I won't say at all. Like I think it's a average movie. I think it does certain things good with the kills and the setting and stuff like that. But the the damage characters take and the ending for me make this uh definitely lower tier Scream.
Yeah, no,
And
man, you make some fair points, man. I have it a lot higher on my list, and we'll talk about that when
yeah,
we get to when I get to it. But yeah, no, I get it.
this is what makes things interesting, right? Like everyone has opinions on so it this is what makes it fun kind of going back and forth and you like this and okay, well I'm glad that you explained it, blah blah blah. It's cool. All right, so I guess we're moving on to number four.
It's my turn, right?
Yep.
All right. So my number four. Uh, yeah. Okay. So I'm just sorry. I'm pausing because I'm thinking about like
Change.
I would
Yep.
probably if I had to do this again, I would probably switch this with part two. So those take that with a grain of salt. My number four could be in my number five. My number five with number four. So I want to cheat a little bit. But my number four with an asterisk is Scream Five. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So obviously this is the one that we got after what 10,
11.
11 years
Yeah.
without getting a Scream movie. So it was like a nice breath of fresh air, rejuvenating the franchise. So I like that. I like that this is the one that introduced this new, what was supposed to be a trilogy of, this new characters,
Yeah.
Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega. So this is like, I appreciate that. I enjoy that. Of course, you get the new characters. The new characters is a big highlight for me. I think they were cast really well, and I hate them for fumbling that whole Melissa Barrera thing,
Yeah.
but I thought that they were really well casted. The opening, they do that callback to the original where
Yeah.
Ghostface is questioning Jenna Ortega with her favorite scary movies, and of course, she starts talking about like Hereditary and
Horror
these
movie.
like elevated horror movies. So I thought that was really cool, just bringing it back to life, but for the new generation. So I really like that. I think it has some of the more like gory kills of the franchise. Like you think about like one scene or one sequence that really was unsettling was the actor. I don't can't remember his name, but the son of the female cop. Um, is her officer Judy? Is her name Judy? I'm
Dude,
bad with names,
I
man. I'm
don't
sorry. I'm bad with
no,
names, but
I don't remember.
yeah. Well, anyway, like the whole scene where like she's gonna go and get sushi, and he's like starts taking a shower.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like that entire scene was very unsettling for me because just like as a parent myself, and just putting myself in that situation where she's just going out to pick up some food, and then she gets this disturbing phone call, and her son's home,
Yeah.
and then just like that brutal stab to the face, man, or like I forget if it was like his face or his neck area. It's just close up to the entire thing going on. So they weren't afraid to kind of push the gore a little bit in that regard. But yeah, man, I mean, maybe I'm stupid, maybe I'm dumb. I know I saw this with my wife, and she was able to call out the killer like within uh the first scene.
Yeah.
But for me, like I guess I don't really think about movies too much as I'm watching them. I like to just let
Yeah.
everything unfold. I don't like to make too many predictions or think ahead. Um, so for me, I'm not one of those people that like, oh, he's acting suspicious. That's the killer. So it was a nice little reveal. Although it's not perfect. I think that I didn't necessarily love the way that Dewey's character came to an end. I thought it was kind of lame, cliche, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
Getting the phone call and gets distracted and gets killed. I would have liked to see
Yeah.
maybe since it's a two ghost faces. I would have liked to see maybe him off one there and get killed later. But I don't know. Um, yeah, like it has its flaws, but I think it's pretty solid. It's why it's 4 or 5 on my list.
Yeah, I do like I actually like the Scream movie. It's not my number four, it's actually my next one. I like it quite a bit. Um but yeah, everything that you said is pretty good. I do like the opening as well. I do like how it's pretty much paying complete homage to the first one, and I do like how it's, well, I love Jenna Ortega, but I love how she's talking about, like, newer horror movies, like elevator horror, like, she talks about Midsummer, The Witch, all great movies, so it's a cool little spin on that, and, yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I'll talk about it a little bit, as well when I get into it, but, I thought the cast was pretty good. In terms of, like, the predictability, I think I'm someone like you, I kind of like to just let it play out. I don't normally I'm not that quick with it, but this was one of them that I was pretty like, "Yeah, I think it's this," and it ended up being that, so but I thought this one was good. Definitely better than a few of the other ones. It's definitely the best of the new trilogy, for sure. Well, in my opinion. In my opinion.
Yeah, no, man. I like if you like I'm not gonna argue. Like I'm just kind of going off. Like it was hard to make this list because like I never know whether to rank these like objectively or just off of my own personal tastes and like
Yeah.
preferences. So it's definitely hard. I mostly go off of like um enjoyment, I guess you could say. Like how much
Mhm.
did I actually enjoy, or how many times would I actually rewatch this movie, like or an appreciation for this movie, like the things that it was able to do. Um, yeah, that's kind of how I go off of it, but it's hard, man.
It is, man. I would say that, like, so far from my rankings, like, I have 6, 7, and 3. Those are 3 movies I would not watch again, but I would watch Scream 5 again and, like, enjoy it. Like, everything from this point on that I'm gonna talk about, like, I enjoy these movies, these next 4 movies, so I think it's good, but it is hard to rank it, but it's just what you preferred, right? That's all it
Yeah.
is. My number 4 is Scream 4. I got Scream 4 as my 4th favorite in the franchise, you can say. It was, Wes Craven's final, the, behind the camera, or what do you on the chair? I don't know. What do you call, like, a director? Behind the camera or behind the chair? I don't know, whatever. Anyways, it was Wes Craven's final one. There's a lot here, man. The first time I watched Scream 4, I didn't really care for it. I thought it was kind of on the lower end, but after watching the 6 and 7, like, I think Scream 4 is good. I actually like Scream 4. Emma Roberts, who plays Jill, she's fantastic in it. Especially the reveal part of it, like, where she starts fucking, like, just nailing herself with stuff and just injuring herself. She goes psychotic there. She does a really, really good, job, and in terms of, like, it's probably the most brutal, like, final act out of all the movies, I'd say. Um, the issue that I have with the 4th one, and you could kind of say this about some of the other movies as well, the motive for fame is what I just don't like. I don't like it. I don't understand it. Um, like, today, I don't know why people want, like, it to me, like, people will do anything, pranks or whatever it is. I just don't understand that, girls will they're half naked, and it's like, I just don't get this obsession with being famous, but it's kind of cool that back in 2011, that was still, a thing, and it's more of a thing nowadays. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, as a reveal, I never really liked it, but as years have passed on and I've seen other Scream movies, I've beginning to like that motive a little bit more just because I'm starting to understand like people just famous.
Yeah,
Um,
man. I'm gonna agree with you there. Like, I mean, well, actually, like I think in that regard, it was actually like it shows to be ahead of its time. Like
yeah,
kind of Wes Craven putting that. I don't know. I know he like Kevin Williamson had to do with the screenplay as well, if I'm not mistaken. But to have the foresight to see what was kind of popular at the time. 20 because when
yeah,
I think back to 2011, um, I was already fresh out of high school, and technology wasn't really as big as it is now. Like it was on the up
yeah,
and up, like it was up and coming. Obviously, we had the
yeah,
internet and things like that, but like I like how they implement like this whole live streaming angle, and so like technology was a big part of it, and like that motivation of wanting to get famous, like you said, like people will do anything to get famous nowadays. Trying to go viral, trying to I mean, you have people that commit heinous crimes to become famous. I mean, so like
yeah.
it makes sense, like I think it was like ahead of its time in that regard. So, I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, and like I said, like when I originally watched the movie, I didn't really care for it, but I think as the years pass on, it was ahead of its time for sure, and that's why I like it a lot more now than I did before. And overall, I like the movie. So yeah, for me, number four is Scream Four, but I think it's a good movie. I like it from this point on.
Yeah, man. No, for sure. I mean, that's can I get into my number three?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. I'm guessing
Because
it's Scream.
yeah, so it was actually Scream 4. That's why I was asking because I wanted to
Yeah, go
glaze it a little more.
ahead.
um yeah, man, like I love the because I mean there's something about like the 2000s 2010s horror, like when you I think of like House of Wax,
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw remakes, like they're not like some of these movies, some of these 2010 remakes, it kind of gives that vibe, um
Hmm.
with the whole like teen, uh these teens, high school, and you have this like the way it was shot. Some people think it's ugly, some people hate the way it was shot. I kind of like it because it gives it
Yeah.
that like horror remake aesthetic. It gives off
Mm.
this like 2010s remake vibe to me. It kind of has this like filter over it throughout the movie. So yeah, some people say it looks ugly. I can agree, but I like that.
I
So I
like it
like
too.
that it looks ugly. Um, and yeah, like I love the introduction of Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah,
I think she did a great job.
Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby with her presence there, and yeah, I think like I said earlier, like I'm pretty dumb when it comes to trying to predict the killer, but I feel like in this movie it was actually like difficult to do that. Like if even if you wanted
Yeah,
to try and predict who the killer was, I think it was hidden very well, and I like that it was actually like one of the like main characters, I guess you could say, because
yeah,
um a lot of these sequels they end up using these Scream 7, right? These throwaway characters that they
yeah,
showed like one time. Like what? Like come on.
exactly. Yeah,
Why are you
yeah,
doing that? So
yeah,
yeah, I really think it was like super well written and clever. And yeah, man. I mean, like I agree with your take there. It's just the brutality of it all, like the ending. That She's um, Emma Roberts just in the hospital room
Psycho.
trying to still finish the job, and
Yeah,
choke Sydney out. It's like horrifying. So yeah, it's like
yeah,
really horrific.
yeah. I think she was such a good character, and she, she, I think, kind of like in a way, like how can I say this? Because the ending of five with Mickey Madison, right? Like she, if it wasn't for Emma Roberts, I don't know if we would have gotten that ending. Like she just kind of, I think, allowed them to be like, okay, like we could pull this off like with like a small girl kind of like we can make it look really, really sick. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think she kind of kind of set the bar for like how the third act should be, apart from like the first movie. But yeah, Scream 4 is really good. I really like Scream 4.
Yeah, man. I think I liked it because I've seen it twice now. I didn't watch it when it first came out, but I think I liked it a lot more the first time. So like, if we would have done this video a year or two ago, this might have been a little bit higher, maybe even number two.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we'll get into some more reasons of my number two.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I guess like going over this list, I could easily switch five and four, and even three and two. So this is like fluid for me. Uh,
Yeah. These two I could switch as well. My number four and my number three, I can switch as well. But yeah, they're pretty similar. I guess I'll go into my number three here.
yeah,
So third favorite, and again, I could switch this out with Scream 4, but right now my third favorite is Scream 5. Um, so this is a part of the new trilogy. It came out in 2022. We've talked about this one already. I think it's like the kills are brutal. I like the new cast. I liked the core four. At first I didn't really I to be honest, when I first watched Scream 5, I thought they were okay. But having rewatched the 5 and 6, they definitely grew on me more. I liked them a lot more. I like how like every character kind of has a reason to be there. Like they all kind of have a tie-in to other characters in the movies, so I thought that was pretty cool. You talked about the Dewey death. I agree. He's one of my favorite characters in the movie. Apart from Stu and Billy, uh, Dewey was probably like my third favorite. So seeing him be killed off was kind of it wasn't really emotional, but I wish they did it in a better way. But I'm also glad that they finally had the balls to kill someone off.
yeah,
Um, I feel like that's a problem. Like they just never really killed off any of the main characters.
yeah.
Like how Gale is still alive.
Yeah, I don't mind how that they killed him off. I just don't like the way they did it. Like
They
that's my
did
only issue.
off, yeah, yeah. Gale though, like I'm pretty tired of her character. I wouldn't mind mind seeing her get killed off at some point. Um, But yeah, I think it was a little bit predictable, but again, the her name's Mickey Madison, right?
Yeah, Mikey. I want to say
Is it
Mikey.
Mikey
I think
Madison?
it's
Yeah,
Mikey. Yeah,
Mikey. Because there's no C, right? So it would be Mikey.
yeah,
She's fantastic though. Like she, apart from Stu and Billy, is probably like my favorite reveal. Like I just thought like the moment she turns like psychotic and like she just takes her acting in that movie to another level. And then having watched Honora, and although I didn't like Honora, I liked her performance. I think she's fantastic. So she elevated the whole movie by the end of it for me. So I like Scream 5 a lot. It's my third favorite in the franchise.
yeah, man. I mean, I'm pretty high on Scream Five as well. Like a lot of reasons you said. I mean, I already talked about it, but yeah, the killers. I
It
like
was
that. I
good.
mean, I was gonna say something else. I can't remember, but
It'll come to you after.
yeah, no, I like it. I mean, I'm trying to think of like the events of the movie as well, like what I liked about it.
A lot of the stuff
Uh, yeah,
because
these
like
kind of they all kind of blend in together sometimes.
yeah, they're all kind of the formula's the same, right? It's just who is it? That's all it is, right? But they're it's good. It's fun. It's enjoyable.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. I did like, even though it was a complaint with some of the other films with just bringing in these random characters out of nowhere, Billy's mom and, Sydney has a brother. I do like, I guess since she was a main character, how they brought like Billy's daughter, like
Yeah,
um this whole like she has a killer in, or like
in her. Yeah.
killer gene or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And that, especially with, I guess we'll talk about it during Scream
The
6,
sixth
but
movie.
the whole
Yeah.
ending with that,
Yeah.
um
You could. that's the direction I think they wanted to go in, because from what I actually read was that she was supposed to be the killer for 7, and, obviously all the plans changed, and I don't know if that would have worked, because it would have been like, well, they were really showing it in the 6th one, like, they really kind of pushed it in your face, like, well, will she turn? Will she not? Like, will she? So I think I don't know if it would have worked too well, but yeah, definitely she was, I think, primed to be um, some darkness in her.
Yeah, no, but I definitely like that though. Like just bringing in Billy back in that way without,
Yeah.
being cheap or nostalgic about it. Like they just kind of brought him back in a way that was organic in a way.
Mhm.
I think it was like well done, just as far as like the writing goes. So that respect.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I know that we talked about like how, yeah, some, they introduce a third cousin and a stepfather or whatever. But there are certain moments where they introduce some people, and it's like that's cool. That makes sense. But then again, like we're here kind of shitting on them, but it's like it's probably really hard to freaking write, you know,
Oh yeah, man.
movies like this that you're 7 movies in deep. What can you do that's different, and also please the fans and please people from the who love the original, but also want to bring in a new audience. It's tough,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean, like at that point, if that's the case, and like just like ask
I'll make
yourself, like, does this story really need to be told? Like, do we need to
yeah,
continue making these movies? I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about money, and they're gonna it. Scream Seven
yeah,
was what the highest grossing Scream movie or whatever.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you know why they're doing it, but you know at what cost
I
to the
said
fans?
I said that like in my written review on Letterboxd. I was like, I'm okay if the franchise was like, that's it, we're done. Like, sorry if you don't like the ending, but that's all we got. And I don't want this shit in another 10 years they come out with Scream 8. Well, we know we're getting a Scream 8, but like, you know what I mean? Like you end the 3rd movie, that was your original plan. You just wanted it to be a trilogy. And then 11 years later you bring Scream 4 and it's like, I don't want this. Like I don't want that. Like just stick to your
Yeah, I mean,
guns.
if it's gonna be a well written story, then yeah, by all means, because I mean, Scream Four, maybe some fans were saying they didn't want it, but then it ended up being pretty high on our lists.
But
So
yeah,
like,
I look at the Halloween franchise as the prime example. Like they were like, "Oh, we're done with like Halloween after H2O, right?" And then they do the remakes, the Rob Zombie ones, right? And it's like, okay, fine, like it's a completely kind of different take on it. And then they bring the 2018 one, which I really liked, the Halloween 2018. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm glad, they didn't listen to me and they brought it back. But and then ends and kills are complete shit. So it's like, I'd rather not have 2018 at all if this is how you're gonna like end the story. You know what I mean? So like to your point, I'm glad they came out with the 4th movie, and I'm glad that they came out with the 5th movie. But and then 6 and 7 were so bad that I don't want any more now. Like I
yeah,
would the first 3 and just rewatch them too.
yeah, no, that's fair. Like, I would have been fine if they like if you're gonna bring Halloween 2018 back after all these years, then why not just make one solid story and end it there? Like, why do you have to
Yeah,
make it a trilogy
a trilogy, exactly.
before you even know? Like, just end it at 2018. Bring it back for one final showdown, one last hurrah,
Yeah,
like Laurie and Michael showdown. And why do you have to build it up over 3 movies? Like it's already
yeah.
been built up over the last couple years. Just give us that one, grand finale. I don't know.
Dude, that's the problem with excuse me, with the money. It's like Avatar, for example. Like Avatar 6 is already planned. Like, dude, you don't even know what the script is. Like, you're still on like the what is it? The 3rd one just came out or the 4th one or whatever. I don't follow Avatar, but
Yeah.
it's how are you already saying there's going to be a 6th one in 2029? Like,
Yeah.
you don't even have this, you don't even like know what it's going to be about really. Like I just don't like that. And
Yeah.
it's just,
No, like I was hyped for part two because like I love Avatar. Like I know a lot of people hate on it. Like it's cool to hate Avatar or whatever, but like I actually love Avatar because like I mean we'll save it for an Avatar stream, but like I was really hyped for the
not on
second
this
one.
channel.
So so like when I was when it was coming out in theaters, I rushed out to see it, IMAX the whole thing, and I loved it, and it was awesome. Not knowing there was going to be another one, and I haven't even seen the other one, the newest one, because
Yeah,
like I waited, all these years, or I didn't know it was coming, but like, okay, it was great. The first one was great. We went all this time without one, and then like it's here again all these years later. It's a spectacle. Like, okay, like I just need those two experiences and I'm good. Like I don't need another one the following year. Like I just
exactly.
experienced it. Like the hype is not going to be there for me.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the problem that I have with a lot of movies. It's whatever. I don't understand it, but money. They got more money than I did. All right, dude. Let's get into our number two because I think our number twos are different, and then our number one is going to be the same. I think so. Number two for you is
Yeah, man. So Scream 6. I know that's pretty high and maybe shocking to some people, but I don't know, man. Like I rewatched it recently and like I had a good time with it. Like it's just a fun time, man. I really like like you said, the change in setting, the whole New York thing. And I like one of my praises of Scream 7 was the way it was shot, as far as like visually, Ghostface in the shadows and in the background and kind of creeping up and being a more y- calculated killer, I guess. Like I think that's really prominent here as well. Like I think this one kind of like laid the groundwork for that. Like if you talk about the subway scene, with all those
yeah.
horror masks and the lights flashing on and off, which is like
That
I
was a
think it
cool.
was super cool. Like the whole like Halloween backdrop, like I thought was really cool. When you add Halloween to a horror movie, that just
Yeah,
bumps it up for me. Um, because it just gives me another like reason to watch this during October. Uh, that
yeah,
Halloween aesthetic, um and I think this is where like they really coined that term, core 4. I don't know if they actually say that in part 5.
yeah. I think it's
So
part six.
yeah, so this was kind of like the inception of that term, core 4. And um yeah, man, and then just going back to like uh Ghostface, and you were talking about earlier the whole shotgun thing. I mean, I like it because it gives Ghostface a new, like literally speaking, a new weapon. So he just has like another way of getting his victims. You think you're safe, in horror movies, you think you're safe in the daytime, or you think you're safe in public, or whatever the case may be. But when you run into a gas station and Ghostface just runs in there blasting strangers and blasting you with a shotgun, I mean, that's like, oh man, you just took it to a whole nother level. Are you really
Yeah,
safe? Of course, the ending, I will say, I'll admit that's the weak point of the movie for me, but it doesn't like ruin the entire movie for me. Um, I can still kind of forgive it. Uh, I don't know. Like I'm being hypocritical a bit, I guess, because some of my complaints for other movies, and I don't hold it against this one, but I don't know, man. Like I just love the way, like for me, it makes up for it when Melissa Barrera is just like beating the crap out of one of the killers,
shoot.
and she's just going full, full psycho mode, and it's just like I love that. uh
You Psycho Girls.
yeah, it just elevates her to like this like awesome final girl status.
Yeah,
And what else? I mean, other than like Chad getting stabbed a million times and not dying, like I think it was
it's
pretty good,
super.
man. I mean, like you
Yeah,
said, the opening scene was really well done.
opening scene is good. Yeah. No, I agree. That's why it's not my bottom two. And if you look at like my rating, I gave it a 5 out of 10. Five is average. I think the film does good stuff, but for me, the ending just kind of, I guess for me, kind of the negatives outweigh the positives that it does do. But I don't think it's the worst in the franchise, but I do think it's one of the worst.
Yeah, man. No, man, I have to disagree, bro. Like
It's all
like it just I love the shift of focus to the new characters like Jenna Ortega and her journey through trying to I guess forget about the traumatic events and live a normal life and Mr. Barrera, like the whole family aspect of it, like trying to be there for his sister and be protective of her. Um, yeah, I mean it's kind of stupid at times, but I mean I don't know, man. Like I guess I could just forgive it. Like it's just a horror slasher. So like I don't really
Yeah,
try to
that deep.
break it down too much, but I,
Yeah.
I guess I could just have more fun with it than anything else.
Bro, and that's what these Scream movies are about, right? It's like, did you have fun watching it? Like, you're watching a slasher. Like, you're watching it to be entertained by the kills, and the kills are great in this. It's just for me, I put a lot of weight on that the reveal, and that's what holds that down for me. But everything that you're saying about like the subway scene is one of the best scenes in the entire franchise, I think. Like, that's one of the cooler kills, just cooler sequences, the setting. It also has I don't know what it is, but someone Arrow I was a fan of the show Arrow. And what's his name? I can't remember his name, but he was in it, so that was cool. There's things that I liked about it, but just as a whole,
Yeah, no, I get it, man. Like I'm not 100% on board with the reveal. Like they do get way out of um it gets a little out of whack for sure, but I mean I can forgive
like
it, man. I don't.
I feel like I wouldn't mind it so much if it was just like the dad, the FBI guy, because you could kind of spin that in certain ways, like kind of like you said, like he works in the FBI. They could hide a lot of stuff, right? Like you can make documents disappear, but like the girl and the brother and the sister, man, they just as characters they sucked. And
Yeah,
you're just putting them in there just to put them in there
just to
and
have
to
like
say,
three different ghost face.
yeah. But it's like in the movie, like they think she's getting fucking nailed by like some college dude, like all the time because there's so much noise coming from her freaking room, and it's just like man, I don't know. I didn't like her, so I just didn't like
Yeah,
that.
like there were some things that were a little too convenient, like the whole roommate thing and like
Yeah.
becoming roommate with her, and
They,
then like
they explain it where they're like, "Oh, do you know how easy it is to like be put on the list to be your roommate and stuff?" It's like, bro, come on.
yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying, like with the whole like the dad thing, like because like in the FBI, I mean, you have a lot of power, you can do a lot, but
Yeah,
yeah, adding the siblings in there, maybe one sibling would have been okay, but two,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just feel like they were kind of just shoehorned in to make it three killers, and but again, it's like no, another brother, another sister. It's like, dude, how many freaking people are like? There's if you do a family tree, it'd take up like 15 pages of all these freaking people that are related to each other.
yeah, like four killers in the same family is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, like the Charles Manson over here. I don't know, man. All right. Let's get into my second favorite so we could just talk about the best movie of all time. But my second favorite is Scream 2. I love the opening here. For me, it's the second best opening in the whole franchise. The whole stab idea is incredible. Like it's such a genius thing. And obviously, as the movies progressed, it was like Stab 2, Stab 3, Stab 4. It was really cool. I really liked that. The cast was really good. I don't think it was as good as the first one, but still just as good. Uh, I just don't think the death, like the kills, were as impactful as the first one was. But as a sequel, there is more action, more kills overall, but that doesn't necessarily make it better. Um, and then the relationship between Gale and Dewey, like it's built up a lot more in this film. I think they both get a lot more screen time. As the series progressed, I got kind of tired of Gale, but here it's still okay. Um, and again, so the ending is a big thing. So I'm cool with it being Billy's mom because she wants revenge. But having, I wrote his name down here. I think his name is Mickey. Him just being involved because he was a film student, like a psycho film student who wanted to be famous. That was his motive. I just don't. dig that. Like, I guess he was manipulated by her in some way. Um, Actually, the third one kind of explains it, that he was the mastermind behind everything. But I'm cool with it being Billy's mom, but I didn't like it also being the other dude. And but I do think that it's interesting because in the movie they do talk about, again, we talked about this, but they talk about violence in movies and games, and if it, correlates to real life and whatnot. So I thought that was kind of cool because that is a huge topic of discussion. But overall, I really like Scream 2. I don't think it's as good as everyone says it is. Like, a lot of people say it's the greatest sequel of all time. I like it, but I don't think it holds a candle to the original movie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I think that's what kind of holds it back for me a little bit is just always it's hard not to compare and it's just nowhere near. So
Yeah,
after that, I'm just gonna go based off my enjoyment of each individual film. And if I'm gonna be honest, like I don't have as much fun with it as I do with other movies in the franchise. And just real quick, going back to some of the things you mentioned, like one thing I forgot to mention earlier was like when you talked about gore, um, yeah, like I not only that, but they kill off one of the fan favorites in this one, which is
yeah,
Randy, and like he doesn't even
yeah.
get a decent send off. He just gets pulled into a van, and I think that's all we see of him. If I'm like, I don't think they show his body or anything.
I
Um,
think I think when they open the door, they show his like dead body like laying
oh,
there.
okay. Well, yeah, but like I wish they would have kept him around, but
Yeah.
at least for one more movie. But
He-
yeah, and then just um, one thing I had written down earlier, I forgot to mention was the opening scene. Although it was ruined for me because of Scary Movie, one thing I did notice was how it wasn't. This isn't necessarily a positive or a negative. It's just observation. Is it? Unless I'm remembering wrong, it wasn't connected to the rest of the movie, unlike
no,
the other opening scenes. They are like, you know what I mean? Like they're all in one way or another connected to the rest of the film. Whereas this one was
yeah.
like I don't, unless I'm forgetting something. Like why does Ghostface kill these random people at the movies? Um,
I
unless
think
I'm
it,
missing something.
I don't know. I guess maybe it could have just been it was promotional, but then again, he's not related to. He has nothing to do with the actual like stab movies themselves, right? So I was gonna say like it kind of like a promotional thing, but it really has nothing to do with that either. So yeah, I I get what you're saying there.
Yeah, I mean, you can say you can. I guess you can say the same thing about Part Seven. Um,
Yeah.
but then I can kind of just chalk it up to announcing his arrival or something along those lines. Um,
Yeah, I think that's mostly what it is, just kind of to like be like, here's Ghostface. Like, I don't think we're supposed to really tie in the beginnings to anything in the movies. Like, I know uh, part six, wait, no, was it? Yeah, part six, where the New York one with Samara Weaving, like that one ties into the story because um so the guy who kills her is that Spider-Man dude, right? But he's working with the actual Ghostface of the movie, right? Because they're like film students. So that's the only one that I think actually kind of really ties into the entire plot. But other than that,
yeah, like I said, that wasn't really like a positive or negative. It's just something I was
yeah, something
thinking
you
about.
Yeah. I love that opening, Scream 2. I think it's so good.
Yeah, no, I do like it though. Like as a movie fan, and just that I think it's always kind of funny though how everyone's reacting in the theater. It's like throwing popcorn and shit,
Yeah.
like going
Yeah.
crazy. Like, have we? When was the last time? Have you ever seen anyone act like that in a theater?
No, I've never seen that's actually why I don't go though, because I don't want that shit to happen. Uh, Not the getting killed part, but the like just I just don't like when people are like making noise when I'm trying to do something or enjoy something. It's like fuck.
Yeah,
I
dude. When I went to see Scream 7, there was like literally a child, like 2 years old, maybe 2 or 3 years old in
that,
there, and I'm just like, bro, why are you traumatizing this child at such an early age?
My daughter walks into the room all the time and watches what I'm watching, and I was actually watching Scream, one of them, and I was like, okay, you gotta go, you gotta leave. This is a little too much. So
Yeah. No, I get that, man. My daughter walks in here and she's scared of like the Michael Myers mask I have in the
yeah,
corner and like Pennywise's face over
yeah.
there.
My daughter actually, I have figures of like Michael and all that, and she doesn't do it anymore though. But for a long time, she would come in and she'd wave at them and be like, "Hi guys, my name's Olivia. What's your name?" And it's like, "You don't. Why are you talking to them?" That's weird. But yeah, kid.
It's funny, dude.
All
Yeah,
right.
dude, it's crazy. Kids.
I think we're good to go into our number one so we could wrap this up. It's kind of where I wanted it to be. It's kind of a perfect runtime here. Um, both of our favorites is the original Scream. It's without a shadow of a doubt the best one in both of our opinions. I guess just go into why you love the first one so much.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, not only like I was telling you earlier, not only is it the one where have the most memories of watching it when I was younger, not at 2 or 3 years old, but as a
Yeah,
kid, I was it just blew my mind, man. Like it was her boyfriend all along, like that. What?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
as a kid, you don't have that foresight to see the suspicious activity, the suspicious behavior throughout. Now watching it again, it's obvious who the killers are because I
yeah.
mean, we know, but at the
These
time, it
people,
was like wild and just yeah, man. Like it just brought so much. It injected a breath of fresh air into the horror genre. I
yeah,
mean, as many people have said before, it was kind of like a dying genre at the time, or
it
not
was.
dying,
Yeah,
but just repetitive, very generic, very rinse and repeat. And Scream brought this new life into it and started doing this whole meta commentary and the twists and the it was just yeah, man. I mean, I can go on and on. I mean, what hasn't been said already, but um yeah,
yeah, for sure. It changed the game because it wasn't dying, but like you said, it was just everything was just super repetitive and
like
it needed
slashers, the same old slasher stuff.
yeah, but Scream definitely changed it up a bit. For me, it's my personal favorite just because it's got my favorite opening. Like I think that opening is with Drew Barrymore is the best. The reveal is the best, like easily the best. The motives are actually good. Also just the scene itself, like it's just so freaking good, man. Like the improv from Matthew Lillard when he gets smacked with the phone, like that wasn't even a part of the movie, but he just came up with it. And it's amazing, man. It's got the my favorite cast out of all the movies. I think it's got the best cast. Um, I think it's the most like consistently paced, like it's literally straight from the start to the finish. Like I feel a little bit at times, but this one is just working good at the end. So I think Scream is it's my favorite horror movie of all time.
Yeah, man. I mean, just to add to that, I mean, like it was like you said, like just the reveal and the motives behind everything and the acting. Um, and I don't know if part one was the first part where Ghostface does that uh like swipe of the knife to clean the blood
Mhm.
off. I don't know if that's I can't remember right now, but I remember that was improvised as well. Like I remember like I think the the knife had blood on it and like it was like a continuity error or something. So like what should we do in this scene? And the I think Wes Craven or I don't know who said just wipe it off. And I think the actor just like wiped it
Yeah,
off and it just ended up becoming such a like an iconic thing that Ghostface
yeah.
does. So like little things here and there that just make it really special. It's yeah, it stands the test of time.
Where does it rank like amongst your favorite horror movies?
Oh man, it's tough. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, definitely it's above like Friday and Nightmare. I'm
Yeah,
thinking of like the classic horror movies. I mean, I definitely above Chucky. I don't know, man. Pretty much neck and neck with Halloween there. I mean, obviously, if you're just going objectively and just quality of the film, Scream, I would
yeah.
say, it's up there, man. I
Like,
mean, it's probably like my lists are fluid. They're always changing. It's hard for me. Favorites and me are not really don't get along, but I would definitely say that it can be one any on any given day.
yeah, like there's a few horror movies that like I Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like I think that's a masterpiece. Like I give it a perfect score. I think it's a perfect movie. But like what my favorite is objectively what I have the most fun watching, it's Scream without a doubt.
Yeah, no, I think I posted this on one of my letterbox reviews. I threw this on in my living room just to have on as background noise while
Mhm.
I folded some laundry, and I ended up doing like no laundry and just watching the
And just
movie.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but it's also like my wife like she doesn't really like horror movies. Like she doesn't watch like the new like Midsummer, The Witch, Hereditary. She doesn't care about that shit. She doesn't vibe with that. She definitely doesn't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But like she's cool with Scream. She's cool with like the first Scream. And I think that says a lot that if you can pull in people that don't enjoy the genre really and they know about it or moments of it, I think that speaks volumes for how well the film has done. And especially because that came out in 1996, right? And it still holds up so well today.
right. Yeah, man. I mean, we can go on and on talking about this one, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
I agree, man.
I don't
Everything you said.
really too much that we can say that hasn't already been said about the first Scream. You could just go on Letterboxd and read everyone's review about it, really. But with that being said, I think this is a good time to probably wrap things up. This is perfect. I actually wanted to be around this time, and I know that you're an hour behind, so you're still good. For me, it's getting pretty late. I'm a little bit older. Uh, so gotta get ready for tomorrow. But I want to thank you, bro, for coming onto the channel. Like I said at the beginning, I wanted to do a Scream ranking, but I thought it'd be a lot better having someone with it, and I knew you had a little bit of different takes than I did, so I thought that'd be fun. So thanks for coming on, man. Do you want to plug anything where people can find you? I have your YouTube channel in the link below, I believe. I could put your Instagram if you want, stuff like that. But if you want to do a quick little plug.
Yeah. Sure, man. Yeah, first of all, I mean, thanks again for having me, bro. Like it was fun and to be on your first live, making history, man. It was an honor. Appreciate it, man. It was definitely a fun
People who
time. I mean, if anyone's watching and anyone's interested, I mean, uh, Letterbox is probably where I'm most active at the moment. Just, I don't post a review for everything that I read that I watch, but I try to. Just sometimes I just don't have the energy to type it all up. But yeah, Instagram, of course, Eddie's films and stuff, and then YouTube. I mean, I guess I'll make a video at some point. It's just life happens, and
yeah.
but yeah, if you want to watch some old videos or be on the lookout for, I might. I'll right now. I'll say that I don't know when I'm going to post, and a video might pop up in 2 weeks. Like I don't know. That's just how my channel works. But or it might be another 2 months. Who knows? But yeah, no, man. Eddie's films and stuff. Um, but yeah, if anyone's interested in checking it out, yeah,
Okay, we're gonna end it because my daughter's at the door freaking banging to come in. So I want
yeah, dude,
thanks.
sounds good.
All right, bro. Thank you guys. Well, thank you, Eddie, and thank you for everyone who did join in. We did actually have a couple people. I didn't think we'd have anybody, so at least we got some people. But if you're watching this on the replay, feel free to leave a comment and we'll both reply when we can. Thank you guys. Have a good night.